Hello there, this is a recap of the Russian invasion of Ukraine on March 6th. First, we have a mother and her two young children shot to death by Putin's heroes. This post was removed, including keeping communities safe civil. Not sure exactly why, other than that it is a pretty horrific image, so just fair warning, if you don't want to see any graphic images, I suggest you look away. Mother and her two young children shot to death by Putin's heroes. And that is just sickening. God. Okay. And next thing we have this huge Russian bomb fell on a residential building in Chernihiv and didn't explode. Quite fascinating. Next, as Putin reportedly sent mercenaries from the Wagner Group, named after Hitler's favorite composer, to Ukraine on a mission to kill its Jewish president Zelensky to, ironically, denazify the country. So again, you can see the similar tattoos, and there he is, right there. Then we have Russian shelling targeted. And we have Russian shelling targeting civilians in Irpin. There's no blood or anything, but the moments leading up to this are quite horrifying.
Детей 200-х вывозят, мирное население.
Stay there! All right.
No, okay.
That is extremely disturbing. God. Next we have a no to war Russian TV staff walk off set after final broadcast. Which, we're seeing more and more of this, and the Russians saying no to this.
Точно нет.
Next, we have protests right now in Petersburg, Russia. That's odd. This was posted 18 hours ago, but I just watched this video less than 5. Oh, okay. That was weird. But the thing about this is, I couldn't even tell you how many people that is, because I can't even see where this starts and ends. The amount of people that are protesting in Russia is just insane. And brave. Okay, and then now we have media. Russian forces fired civilians in Irpin, killed at least 3 civilians. Russian troops deliberately targeted a bridge used by civilians to evacuate. According to media reports, at least 3 people were killed, including 2 children. Zelensky says, quote, "The citizens of Russia are right now making the choice between freedom and slavery. Today, tomorrow, this week is still the time when you can defeat evil. Don't miss this opportunity. I haven't seen this, but let me in. Why? So I can save you from what? From what I'm going to do to you if you don't let me in, which that pretty much sums it up. Next we have this video shows the side of the airport in Vitsia that got hit by 8 rockets during Russian airstrike on March 6th, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. That's crazy. You'll hear me saying that a lot. Kuleba, 20,000 foreigners volunteered to fight Russia. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said the foreigners from 52 countries have applied to join Ukraine's military. It's quite brave of those very noble people. Trump mused to donors that we should take our F-22 planes, quote, put the Chinese flag on them and bomb the shit out of Russia, quote. And then we say, oh, China did it. We didn't do it. China did it. And then they start fighting each other and we sit back and watch. I don't really want to disclose my opinions too much, but obviously that would not work and is not a good idea. This kind of reminds me of something Sean Hannity said a few days ago, that we should just say someone else did it. It's not really that hard to figure out who really did it. Russians attack Ukrainian military from behind the civilian population. On footage you can see the shelling of MLS Rad, recorded by a drone. The shelling was carried out directly from the village. And that is actually insane. Carried out directly from a village. The patrol police of Ukraine officially accepts these patches as part of its standard uniform. I'm not too familiar with the movie series, but this is actually a reference to the movie, I believe called, the movie series, I believe, called Aliens vs. Predators. And, so yeah, pretty interesting. Breaking a video from Zelensky.
Щойно мені доповіли про ракетний удар по Вінниці. 8 ракет проти нашого міста, проти нашої мирної, доброї Вінниці, яка ніколи не загрожувала Росії. Жодним чином. Ракетний удар. Жорсткий, цинічний, повністю зруйнований аеропорт. Вони продовжують знищувати нашу інфраструктуру, наше життя, яке будували ми, будували наші батьки, наші дідусі, бабусі, покоління українців. Ми повторюємо кожного дня: закрийте небо над Україною, закрийте для всіх російських ракет, для російської бойової авіації, для всіх цих терористів. Зробіть гуманітарну повітряну зону без ракет, без авіабомб. Ми люди, і це ваш гуманітарний обов'язок захищати нас, захищати людей. І ви це можете. Якщо ви цього не зробите, якщо ви не дасте нам хоча б літаки, щоб ми могли самі себе захистити, то можна зробити тільки один висновок. Ви також хочете, щоб нас дуже повільно убивали. Це відповідальність також і політиків світу, західних лідерів від сьогодні і назавжди.
And I mean, no matter what you think on either of those topics, you do have to, you gotta understand where he's coming from. And well, I guess the concern with the putting a no-fly zone over Ukraine is that, you know, Russia's already passed that line, as I've said before, and that would almost guarantee starting World War III. But sending fighter jets, personally, I wouldn't be opposed to that. We're working with Poland right now for Poland to give some aircrafts to Ukraine, and in turn we give Poland some of our fighter jets. So there's that. Russia to stop war only if Ukraine surrenders meets Russia's demands. Vladimir Putin said that Russia is ready to negotiate after, quote, all known Russian demands are met, end quote. Which, yeah, as this person says, is not much of a negotiation. You know, if you surrender, we promise to not kill you. I mean, that's essentially what he's saying. I love the term negotiate that Putin loves to say, because it's not negotiating. 8 Russian cruise missiles hit Vinnytsia, a large city far from the front line. Putin continues his cowardly and barbaric missile strikes, air bombardment of civilians. Help us close the sky and save lives, provide air missile defense, combat aircraft, stop Russian terrorism. You can see that just flying over. It's crazy. I might have said this before, but it's just crazy. The world we live in now, social media. You know, during this war, you can see, you know, all this raw footage. I mean, there's no hiding things now. Over 4,300 people detained at anti-war protests in Russia. Most arrests took place in Moscow and St. Petersburg, where at least 1,620 and 1,170 protesters were detained, respectively. Radim Dzhizhinskil, advisor to Interior Minister of Ukraine, quote, Russian occupiers gathered sufficient troops near Kyiv and will try to seize the capital in the next few days, end quote. Which, we, of course, hope that Kyiv still stands after these few days. Zelensky, quote, Russia announced that tomorrow it will be bombing our defense industry enterprises. Most of them are located in our cities with civilians around. It's a murder, simply a murder, and I don't see any world leader react to it today. Any Western politician, end quote. Zelensky, quote, we will punish everyone who committed atrocities in this war. We will find every scum who is shelling our cities, our people, who is shooting the missiles, who is giving orders. You will not have a quiet place on this earth except for a grave. Is one hell of a statement. Zelensky gives the honorary title Hero City to Kharkiv, Chernihiv, Mariupol, Kherson, Hostomel, and Volnovka. It's a reference to the Soviet tradition. 12 cities of the Soviet Union were awarded the title following World War II. Netflix joins Western companies in spinning its services in Russia. A company spokesperson said on March 6th, nearly 1 million subscribers in Russia will no longer be able to watch the American streaming entertainment service that operates in almost every country of the world. So that's pretty big for them. Antony Blinken, the U.S. has given the green light to NATO countries if they choose to provide fighters to Ukraine. Finally. This out of Ukraine is 100% of the most incredible videos I've ever seen. This Russian prisoner of war has the heart of a lion. This video is nearly 10 minutes, so I won't show the whole thing. However, I would recommend you to watch it. I will link this video in the description below. Russia recruiting Syrians for urban combat in Ukraine, U.S. officials say, according to the Wall Street Journal. The Russian Defense Ministry says it's about to liberate Ukraine's remaining military-industrial complex with a new wave of high-precision weapons, urges factory workers to stay away. Better stay really far away because the precision of Russia's missiles has been lacking. So, I'm not sure if...
И покинуть территории своих предприятий.
Not speaking English. Hacking group Anonymous interrupts Russian state TV programs with footage of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine and an anti-war message. It claims to have accessed TV channels Russia 24, Channel 1, Moscow 24, and streaming services Wink and IV. Pretty cool. Russia has fired 600 missiles and deployed 95% of its amassed troops into Ukraine, according to a senior U.S. defense official seen in reports. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba signed letters to all foreign ministers of EU and G7 countries with a specific list of the sanctions that Ukraine expects in order to finally pinch the Russian economy and end the war in Ukraine, Kuleba said on March 6th. Which I'm curious as to what it did detail in there, because the only sanctions I could really think of that would do anything would be for oil. Which even then, I'm not sure if that would actually stop Russia's invasion, to be honest. I thought this video was pretty good as well, that I thought was worth sharing. I'll just mute itself again, so. Yeah.
Putin is denying that Russia is shelling and bombing Ukrainian cities, calling images like these gross propaganda fakes. This is not a movie. These images are real. Russians are killing Ukrainians every day. Retweet this video to tell Russians that Putin is lying. Please make a donation to help the people of Ukraine. Putin is lying.
No, I just thought the video was pretty interesting with just also a good depiction of the destruction that has been occurring. And final thing we have here, I have to refresh, is Ukraine's cheering as a fighter plane was destroyed over Kharkiv by air defense. And on that slightly more positive note considering the circumstances, that is all we have for this episode. I should have another episode out tomorrow night, and as always, glory to Ukraine.
Русский военный корабль, иди нахуй!
What's that sound? Everybody knows what's going on.